So it's good, right? Yeah, but... Okay, it's pretty well known by now that Suicide Squad had a pretty troubled production near the end. Lots of studio mandated rewrites, re-edits, reshoots, whoever's to blame. And to a lot of people, that stank pretty badly of last year's Fantastic Four. And yeah, the executive meddling does show. There's a lot of weak sauce political and military strategy scenes that just go nowhere. And they really throw off the tone when 5 minutes ago we were watching Scott Pilgrim-style character bios. And I was pretty disappointed because the first few minutes of this movie are as awesome as it ever gets. But fortunately, the bulk of those scenes are in the first act. And I think that gave a lot of critics a bad first impression. But if you let it give you, say, a second first impression, I think you can bypass the bad scenes pretty easily. Now, one of the big complaints was that the Joker was barely in it after all the hype. And by now, it's come out that he shot a lot more scenes that all got cut because of executive meddling. And that kind of sucks for all the trouble that he put everyone else through, but I would argue he doesn't need to be in it that much. It's not his story. He's just kind of a legendary figure who's there to establish the kind of place this universe is, the same as Batman or the Flash is. They're both in this movie, by the way, in case you didn't know. Am I just blowing smoke? Probably. But for me, it works. I want to see more of this Joker, at the very least in a director's cut, which they say is unlikely, but never say never, before Warner Brothers inevitably loses their patience and recasts. On the same note is the villain, the Enchantress. A lot of people are bashing on this character right now. She doesn't do much, she's perfunctory, she's cliched. And really, I think she's pretty cool. In addition to having a great concept and an unsung performance by Cara Delevingne, she's the movie's best effort to build the larger universe. In the whole DC EU game plan, this is something like their Thor or Iron Man 2, just dropping hints throughout of the bigger craziness to come. And she does a great job of that. And that's good, because when the studio heads butt out and David Ayer's style shines through, Suicide Squad is a big, bold, audacious, beautifully shot comic book come to life. It's dark and it's grim, but it's fun and it's funny. By God, this is what DC needs to be doing. This could have been one of the best comic book movies in recent memory. And as it stands, it's still a great time at the movies.